Look, I know it's been a while, but I do have a daughter now. She's a year and 6 months, and with having her around, it's kind of hard to do videos like this. So, that's kind of the downside of having an ASMR channel, is that I can't make videos all the time because it has to be in a specific environment, a very quiet environment. But when she gets a little older, I'll teach her how to talk quietly, and maybe she can join in every now and then. But the reason I'm doing this video is because I've got some new Pokemon cards here. These are for my tutor, and I think he turned 4 years old recently. He was a previous student in my baby class here in Taiwan. There are preschools, I suppose, but there are private kindergartens, kindies, and you can send your child there if they are 2 years old, and they can learn Chinese and English. And so I am of course, an English teacher, and my expertise is teaching 2-year-olds. And he used to be one of my students, and his parents asked me to tutor him. And now that he's in K1, I'm beginning to teach him how to read, and he's doing very well. And I give him Pokemon cards after every class. So we'll start with these, and then we'll get to these, which are the new Team Rocket set. I haven't bought cards in a long time, but I saw these, and it just straight from my childhood. I thought the Team Rocket cards were the coolest ones. I believe that was the set that had the like the dark Pokemon. It was very awesome. So this is not the whole box. It's only 15 cards, but the person put it in the box for me, so that's nice. We'll go through these first because there's just a bunch of random Pokemon cards. And he really enjoys these. I mean, what kid would not enjoy Pokemon cards? Such a crazy phenomenon. I remember when Pokemon first came out, and my friend gave me my very first Pokemon card, which was a Charmander, which was quite fitting because orange is my favorite color, and so Charmander, of course, became my favorite. And not until recently did my second favorite Pokemon become Gengar. I wasn't searching for another favorite Pokemon, but I think I continue to continue to find things and get things that had Gengar, and so it kind of became one of the other Pokemon that I would look for. But these there should not be any duplicates in here. And to be honest with you, I don't remember or know all of these Pokemon. But yeah, Pokemon blew up real fast. Like really fast. And I don't think Pokemon's going to be going away anytime soon. I remember when Togetic came out, and I kind of didn't really like how it looked. But let's do a smell test. You have to smell the cards to make sure they're real. Unfortunately, here in Taiwan, it's a bit common to find fake Pokemon cards. And I bought these off of a an app called Shopee, which is very popular here. And you have to be very careful. But luckily these are real cards. And I was worried because they were quite cheap. But I was running out of the backlog of all of my Pokemon cards that I was giving him. Hey, this one was cool. I've given him close to 100 or so far. No duplicates so far. I haven't seen any. And of course these are all in Chinese. To find any in English is difficult. And if you do, it's definitely, they cost a lot more. Which is unfortunate because since I am teaching him English and how to read, English cards would be really nice. Hey, is that a dupe? That's okay. I cannot wait until Ellie gets old enough for her to enjoy these. And we go to the mall and there are Beyblades, which is also another thing that I remember happening when I was a kid. Man, did I love Beyblades. But it's not fun if you don't have anybody else. So once Ellie gets older, we're gonna have thousands of those things. Because they're still very popular here. There's a lot. And from what I've seen, they've gotten better at making the stadium domes. These are reverse holographics. Are they reverse? No, they actually might be just holographics. I remember getting a few Beyblades when I was a kid and trying to switch out the parts and beat my friend. And he had this one, I can't remember, so the very first Beyblade series had 3 main characters. So there was, and their Beyblades were Dragoon, oh no, there was 4. Dragoon, Drizzer, or Drizzar, Dronzer, I think, and then another one which was a defense type, and it was a turtle. I can't remember his name. Well, that first series, I got all 3 except for the dragon one, and or not the dragon, sorry, the turtle one. I got all 3 of the other Beyblades, but not the turtle Beyblade. And my friend got the turtle Beyblade. And since it was a defense blade, it would stay in the middle of the stadium and just spin. And no matter what I did with my Beyblades, that thing would seriously just take out anything I had. It was invincible. And it would spin very fast. I remember we would put our knuckles down and let it hit our knuckles, and that thing would like cut some skin. It seemed like my friend was able to get the most out of doing the least There's two Togetic's. Like, we would play Yu-Gi-Oh! And there was one set that came out, and it was the Sphinx. And it was all about being able to flip once per turn, you could flip your Sphinx down. And then when you flip summoned it, you would return all of your opponent's monsters to their hand. One or all, I can't remember. And then, like, for as many like certain type of card that you had in your graveyard, you would be able to summon this giant dragon. And so I had it like this huge theme. All my cards worked together. And his deck was just all about, that's really cool. It's a Pokemon Go one. I really like Steelix whenever that generation came out. His deck was just a mix of like really strong high attack level 4 monsters and just nothing special. He even told me how he thought it was really cool that I always tried to, you know, my decks were themed, or at least like tried to work together. But it didn't matter. Like, he kept like just sweeping my deck. There's nothing I could do. It was actually quite frustrating. I'm sitting there trying my hardest throughout the day to get this deck together and be able to special summon this and do this and that, and all he's doing is throwing out beat sticks and nothing mattered. But that's just how it went. But I remember we went to our local Hastings when that was still a thing. And they had tables set in the back that you could duel people. And we walked in there thinking like, okay, we're gonna at least like do something here. And of course, these are, if you go to these places, these are the people who are like, as soon as their deck fails on them, they go right up to all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and they buy more to fix up their decks. It's like they've got an unlimited supply of mommy and daddy's money. But we didn't have that. So the first person I went up against, they just completely destroyed me. I don't even think I got a chance to draw my first hand before the game was over. And that was like quite an eye-opening experience. It was like, okay, like this is fun and all, but we know we're not gonna spend all of our money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There's no point in trying to do this. And so I think we kind of both fell out of it from then on, you know. And then after a while I tried to get back into it, and that's when the pendulum monsters came out, and I was like, man, dude, I don't have the patience to read all this anymore. And I watch people playing on Duel Masters, and it's just constantly special summon for like minutes and minutes. Yeah, it's not the same. And it's unfortunate that pretty much everything starts out really good no matter what it is, and the longer it keeps going, it seems the worse things get, because you have to change things up or people become, you know, they're stale. The game becomes stale. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, video games. You have to really, really change up the formula to keep people around. But then, for me, with Yu-Gi-Oh, it just became too crazy. But you know, I think Pokemon is a kind of a game that they can add to it, the card game, and it's not going to get too developed, you know. In fact, Pokemon kind of seemed a little bit too simple, but I think they found a way. Like with the type of trainer cards that you can use, or maybe the type of Pokemon cards. Like change, like you have the EX and all that. Unlike with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, you have like your traps and your magic cards and your special summons, stuff like that. But yeah, I think my tutor will be excited about this. He wanted some dinosaur cards, so I found those as well, but they haven't come in yet. And then here we've got some holographics. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, I think like Pokemon's kind of made a world that doesn't exist. Holy crap, that's awesome. I set this aside because if you have a Pokemon like this, like some of the descriptions of these Pokemon are talking about like how hot they are. So that means like you shouldn't be able to get so close to them, right? Like you shouldn't even be able to use them in a battle because it would just be too dangerous. And yet, you know, in the Pokemon world, you've got people doing that. Like this Pokemon, how would you? It should just be a Pokemon that no one ever uses. It's just one of those Pokemon. It's kind of like just something you have to ignore and accept. Just enjoy it. Yeah, it's a nice Entei. Wow, look at that Steelix. I really hope the next Pokemon game, actually it's the A to Z. I like those. I like the whole going back, you know, and seeing how it all started. I thought Arceus was like such a great game. But then the next generation the game was terrible. So I really wonder how the legit next generation is going to be. It's almost like people care more about the cards now than they do about the games, which is completely opposite to how it used to be. It's quite sad. But hey, with the Switch 2 coming out, maybe they'll put the Pokemon game on that one, and hopefully it runs a lot better. I mean, it didn't even run that much better on my Steam Deck. In fact, I haven't even finished the game. They gave me a free one. Cool beans, dude. That's nice. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos opening Chinese Pokemon cards or Japanese, the difference between these and English is, like you just saw, not one of these is rare or holographic, and there's only 5 in each pack. Ain't that some shit? When I first started opening these, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, that's like criminal, no? Alright. Well, this looks really cool. Hey, okay. I'll take that. Eradicate. So cool. I like the art style. Well, looky there, man. First go. So now you know they're not weighed. I thought about that too. I could have bought the whole entire box, which was like, in Taiwan money, NT, it was 1,800 NT. You just divide that by 30. I'm not good at math, so I'm not going to try that. But 15 was just like 700 NT, so. But I was afraid, like, maybe this person will weigh them, but I'm glad they are trustworthy. There's an EX. Are those olives? Nice. So it's 2. Hey. Reminds me of the first double colorless energies. Cool. So I'll put these over here. These over here. That's upside down. Yeah, having a child is, for me, it's wonderful. Of course, she can be a little crazy every now and then, but man, she is so smart. I think we got lucky. Not only is she beautiful, but she's very smart. And I have to say again, we got very lucky with her being beautiful. Because me and her mom mixed together, man, our odds were not good. But she is very smart. Like, we'll tell her to say or do one thing, do something once, and she remembers it. We don't put her diapers in the trash anymore. She does. And we don't get her diapers. She does. Alright, so there's another pack that doesn't have anything. But of course, she's only 1 year and 6 months, so she can like do these things and say things, but she doesn't, like, let's say, like, if I tell her, like, don't touch that, she understands, don't touch that. and she can say like, don't touch that. Believe it or not, she can. But telling her and teaching her to understand it's different. She doesn't understand why we don't want her to touch something, so, or why she can't have something. Hey, there's the wheezing. Dang. All right, these two look great. Like, this artwork is awesome. So she's in that phase where it just started like a week ago. Look at these two back to back. And this one's not a rare. That's crazy. Afro should always be a rare. But she's at this stage where if she doesn't want something, she's throwing a fit. And I'm waiting just a little bit longer until she's old enough to actually understand why she's not allowed to do something, so she doesn't throw herself down and cry. And I wonder if she's getting this from the kids, the students at her little preschool she goes to, which is quite possible. But other than that, I wanted to have a child. Hey, that looks awesome. These artworks are nice. And, you know, I kind of raised my brother and sister before I got old enough to leave the house. This one's cool too. It almost looks like it's on a Death Star or something. So I've got some experience with being around the little ones. And, of course, with my job, that's all I'm doing. I'm surprised they have not. Have they given Kangaskhan like a mega evolution, or I think they gave him a mega evolution, but I don't think that they've given Kangaskhan anything else. And honestly, the more I look at this Pokemon, it does look cool. I always thought it was kind of plain and like, whatever. But the ears are pretty cool. Look at that muck. That thin line art style. It's cool. Hey, whoa, buddy. Alright. I know there's a Mewtwo in this one. Man, I should have got the box. But I think we're doing good so far. So, 2 EXs, 1 full art. And I'm not sure if this person just pulled them out of the box or if he's got all of these loose mixed together. But yeah, I saw this set coming out and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to buy these, because for right now, like, I like having Pokemon cards, but they're just there to look at. I'm not playing the game with them. I'm not really collecting them myself, and Ellie's not old enough to really enjoy it with me, and so I don't feel like I have any reason to buy them other than just that herb. Wait. What's going on with my camera? Flipped out on me for a second. But, man, it's Team Rocket. I mean, come on. If you were here for the first Team Rocket set, that was different. And then they had the light Pokemon as well. Oh man, they gotta bring back the light Pokemon. Nothing in that one. Yeah, the light Pokemon was such an odd concept. I was like, man, what's a light Pokemon? And then they did because in the games you had shiny. So then they had shiny Pokemon. I'd never seen a shiny Pokemon card in my life until I went to my friend's house. And they lived with their grandparents. That Zubat looks awesome. With like the red. They lived with their grandparents and they would just get, the first time I ever heard of anyone buying an entire box. I was like, what? No way. Is that possible? Are you kidding me? Hey yo, baby. Gotta give me some of that full art. 2 full arts. And so they had like the Gold Star. That was that was a little later. Sorry. They had the 3-star rares and the shiny Pokemon. It was like a shiny Noctowl was the first one I saw. I was like, man, jeez, that was beautiful. And that same person, if you are into Yu-Gi-Oh, I pulled a Raigeki out of the Blue Eyes White Dragon booster pack. And I'm pretty sure, oh man, we got another one. A dupe. It's alright. Maybe I'll keep this for Ellie, or I can give this one to my tutor. Oh, that's a cool ball. That's cool. Yeah, I had that Raigeki. And I was like, man, this is a cool card, but I didn't know what I really had. Well, my friend, we were playing, and he had this card, the Judgment of Anubis. And my dumbass self thought, man, that's a cool card right there, buddy. Dude, I could do cool things with that one. So I traded him the Raigeki. Man, whether or not I like the Raigeki, I mean, obviously it has the better ability or whatever, the better effect. Oh, I'll take that. You gotta have that one. Whether or not it had the better effect, like, and it's probably banned still now. The price of it is probably, you know, it's from the Blue Eyes White Dragon booster. I'm pretty sure that was the first Raigeki that dropped. And I always kept that thing sleeved. But my dumbass self had to go and trade it away for a stupid Judgment of Anubis. Man, what was I thinking? Alright, we got 2 more. And then this video is over. I gotta fight back that voice in my head telling me to buy more. Come on, you can do it, boy. I just can't. I gotta let it go. If I really want the other cards, I'll just go and buy them individually. Hey. But it's just a regular holo. That's the first regular holo. But that Primate looks freaking badass. Man, that looks cool. Honestly, that looks too dark to be a Pokemon. Alright, last one. Is it going to be that Mewtwo? Mewtwo. I don't think anything's gonna be in this one. Well, damn. See what I mean? Now the reverse hollow. You know, I don't even think reverse hollows exist in these packs. I think that's like a Western exclusive or something. Let's go ahead and smell what we got here. That Primeape does look pretty cool. They should make this dude into a full art. Man, that would have been awesome. But that's cool. Why haven't I seen this before? Persian. Giovanni's Persian. Yeah, why has they haven't done anything with Persian. Two of these guys. Blaziken. Nice. Moltres. Even nicer. And then Olive Branch. I don't know this Pokemon. Olive's really so weird. But yeah, no Mewtwo. But you know what? What I say? 15 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not bad. That's not bad. Alright. So, thanks for watching the video as always. And I apologize for not uploading, but like I said, we got that kiddo.